Yes, the North London Derby, a derby that is fiercely contested between rivals Arsenal Football Club and Tottenham Hotspur. Today, the result went the way of the Gunners, a 2-1 home win at the Emirates. We're going to go ahead and break it down for you right now on this exclusive episode of The High Press with Conor Robinson. Hey everyone, this is Connor with Down the Block Sports, bringing you an exclusive episode of the High Press. We're going to look at the North London Derby today, but before we do, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, smack the notification bell, hit the like button on this video. Why don't you comment, tell me what your thoughts are on this edition of the North London Derby, a 2-1 home win at the Emirates for Arsenal Football Club. So let's go ahead and kick things off. A pretty entertaining game, definitely what a derby is supposed to be. As I said, 2-1 to Arsenal. They had the control of the game, looked very comfortable for large portions of it. Spurs kind of in that Jose mold, like to have a good shape defensively, and it showed. I mean, Arsenal went down originally. Spurs looked the better side in terms of organization in the first half. They ceded the possession to Spurs, but were able to, get forward at times. And Gareth Bale had a lovely switch of play for that opening goal, which goal of the match for sure, goal of the month, in my opinion. Even though we're only halfway through, there's no way anyone's going to score anything better than a Rabona, like Eric Lamela did. A really wonderful finish. Definitely something that I was, when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, that's insane. How did he hit that? But very well placed, very good shot. Excellent way to open a derby, in terms of a opening goal. Odegaard scored just before halftime to level it. Um, Took a jammy deflection for sure, but definitely worth their efforts. Arsenal were getting forward. They were good in attack. They were moving the ball. Nothing too serious. It wasn't a world-beating performance by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that a couple of mistakes from Spurs really kind of cost the game. Jose would have, if they would have won, Jose would have become the only manager to win his first three North London derbies for Spurs, and a lot of storylines for this one. I mean, we could even go before kickoff. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, disciplinary issues. He actually didn't even make it onto the pitch, so something must be going on with the club captain. A very weird situation. Why don't you comment below what you think happened with that situation with Arsenal's captain, why he didn't even get on the pitch, and arguably one of the most important games of the season for a club that was 10th going into the matchup. They needed to win against their bitter rivals from North London. Looking at some other storylines as well, Arsenal have only lost 2 of their last 35 home league matches against Spurs. So historically speaking, they were always kind of going to be favorites for the win there, even if they aren't playing to the best of their ability. They always kind of seem to show up in this sort of match. Bale, 5 goals against Arsenal, his most against any side in the Premier League. He didn't get on the score sheet. Again, lovely crossfield play to Reguilon, who teed up the ball for Lucas, who then laid it off to Lamela, and he was able to find that space for that wonderful Rabona finish. Arsenal controlled the game, as I said, 60+% possession. The official number, 53% possession. At one point, I think they were really dominant in the match. 13 shots, 3 on target for the home side. 6 shots, 3 on target for Spurs. They didn't really get any shots on target until the dying embers of the game. And by that point, it was already too late with Lamela getting a red card in the 76th minute. It was a good game plan from Arteta. I saw what he was trying to do. He was playing 2 sort of number 10s in these wide positions. Emil Smith-Rowe can kind of play anywhere. Bukayo Saka kept the width on the right, while Odegaard was able to kind of tuck in and create those overloads in the middle of the park. Very versatile. Smith-Rowe and Odegaard, like I said, Odegaard getting his opening goal, his first PL goal on loan from Real Madrid, and his first North London derby goal. So congratulations to the young man on that one. It's a good result. The past 5 matches for Arsenal, no wins against Spurs. I believe 2 draws, 3 losses, but definitely the result that they needed at this point of the season. And really, it just like I said, Spurs kind of threw it away. They had a lot of they had a good game plan. They were good in their shape and their regimented structure, as you would expect from a Jose side. But the Davison Sanchez, sort of lunge tackle to give away the penalty, which Lacazette was able to convert. The red card from Lamela, I do think it was a very harsh red card, to be 100% honest. I don't think he deserved it. He felt the pressure. He put his arm up. It hit, I think, Kieran Tierney in the face, but it wasn't malicious in any sort of intent. I think Harry Kane's sort of challenge on Gabriel was more malicious than any challenge I saw in that match. But really, fair play to Arsenal. It was an entertaining match, very back and forth, a lot of physicality. Definitely something that I was glad I was able to watch. Just a couple of notes. I do think Thomas Partey playing in the middle of the park with Granit Xhaka. I'm not an Arsenal fan or anything, but just as a spectator and someone who commentates on matches, I don't think Thomas Partey works well with Granit Xhaka. I think there needs to be another body in the midfield, and I think that was the thinking behind the whole Odegaard, Emile Smith-Rowe sort of lineup there, was that their movement would create the space and create the overloads in the middle of the park. I think Thomas Partey, he needs to be able to kind of control the defensive side of the midfield. I think Xhaka is very quick to make a challenge, as we've seen before. And just looking at, Thomas Partey, he really excelled at Atletico Madrid because his center midfield partner was way more attacking. Saul Niguez is way more attack-minded. Koke, way more attack-minded. He can play a variety of positions. But Thomas Partey was really the anchor. And I think Xhaka's natural positioning of him dropping in and then distributing the ball it kind of conflicts with that sort of position for Thomas Partey. So I think with Mikel Arteta, he needs to find a way to get a big money signing like that, £40 million. He needs to find a way to maximize his, sort of role. And I think that is a more defensive role and a more sort of holding midfield role, someone who can maybe drop in between the center halves to provide extra cover. Xhaka occupies those spaces, and Xhaka isn't mobile enough to get forward, really. For Spurs, Heung-min Son went down injured about 17 minutes in. A big loss for them. Looked like he pulled up with a hammy. Lamela came on, looked bright, looked lively, put a lot of effort in. He just got the red card, which, again, I think is harsh personally, but I think VAR reviewed it. There was nothing that they changed. I thought it's not what the game needed. Maybe a talking to. He was already on a yellow. I get it. But even on a yellow, that sort of challenge to me didn't seem like something that would be worth a second yellow. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I saw things. Arsenal, again, great play. Arteta, he gets himself in these positions where you think it's kind of the last ropes, and he's able to get a result. It's kind of like Ole at Man United, where you think he's going to be out the door relatively soon, and there's a result. Ole beat Man City. Manchester United beat Man City last time they played, and I think that Arteta is able to get those same sort of results when he needs them. Again, the Arsenal project to me is still a couple seasons out. I think they need to move on from some dead weight, and then they will be able to kind of compete for league titles. I don't think with Klopp or Guardiola being in the PL, I don't think that Arteta really, at this moment in time, stands a chance. With that being said, that covers everything. Make sure, again, that you subscribe to Down the Block Sports for all of your exclusive sports content. It's not just soccer. It's not just football. It's not just basketball. We cover everything. Down the Block is coming at you with a lot of exclusive content. Make sure you stay tuned. And the only way you're going to catch up on that is if you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell, like this video, comment below, tell me what you think of this edition of the North London Derby. With that being said, this is Conor with Down the Block Sports, and this has been another exclusive episode of The High Press. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.